It's Leviosa, not Leviosa.
A Harry Potter world without Hermione would be like a roller coaster without seatbelts, short and full of casualties. Let's dig in. Welcome back to the channel where we explore ways in which the world could turn out radically different. In this episode, we will be going full Inception as we create an alternate world within an alternate world. We will be entering the vast fantasy world of Harry Potter. Grab your wands and brooms, and let's dive in. While Harry is undeniably the main character of the franchise, he mostly exists as a blank canvas to help hold the audience's hand through this wizarding world we are all being introduced to. And his main function is to answer questions and be a lightning rod for exposition. Hermione is the gifted one. Time after time she saves the day and is truly the exemplary wizard amongst the trio, consistently displaying the most intelligence, technical prowess,
Move over. Hello, Hamora.
empathy, and unwavering determination.
That's why Dumbledore left it to you in his will.
You are brilliant, Hermione. Truly.
She constantly shows initiative and preemptively learns spells and researches magical information. Across the franchise, this proves invaluable as she uncovers hidden truths and gets the group out of danger. However, Hermione was born to two non-wizarding parents, which raises the question, what if Hermione was born without the gift of magic? What if she was simply a muggle born to muggle parents? That is our alternate world today, one where Hermione is born without magic powers, attends a regular school, and works at McDonald's. In this world, on their first trip to Hogwarts aboard the train, Harry and Ron never meet Hermione.
I'm Hermione Granger. And you are?
Ron Weasley.
Pleasure.
And thus proceed on all their subsequent adventures as a duo, rather than the trio we know and love. We will start with the first story, Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, or for an American audience, the Sorcerer's Stone. In this timeline, Hermione obviously will not be on the train to Hogwarts, and will never meet Ron and Harry. The first major shift in the timeline would be that Ron and Harry don't go to save Hermione from the troll in the castle. A rather insignificant twist, but one worth mentioning, as it is an important event in them suspecting Snape of being guilty. Next, without Hermione's research and love of the library, they would never be able to link Nicholas Flamel to the Philosopher's Stone and discover what is being guarded in Hogwarts. A useful bit of information. Regardless, I'm sure the boys would have still gone to try to save the day, despite not knowing what it was they were protecting. However, would Harry have acted differently finding a random stone in his pocket without knowing it was the key to immortality and resurrection? Maybe he would have thought it was a weapon and chucked it at Quirrell's head. This, however, is a moot point, as he never would have made it that far, as he and Ron would die without Hermione. We now come to the first time Hermione objectively saves her life, the Devil's Snare. Without her vast knowledge and ability with magic, the Devil's Snare would have killed Ron and Harry, as they would not know how to counter it. Not a pleasant end to a children's film, but in this timeline without Hermione, our main characters are crushed and strangled to death by a houseplant. What would the consequences be? In the short term, it would be rather beneficial, as it means the Resurrection Stone would never appear in Harry's pocket, and Voldemort and Quirrell's plan would be scuppered. However, long term, Voldemort would eventually return, as he is quite determined to come back to life and do bad things. As he would return without Harry in his way. So already by book 1, our protagonists are dead, and our villain wins.
Harry Potter is dead!
Anyway, on to book 2. Our first major curveball in the timeline would be the heroes not using Polyjuice Potion in order to establish Malfoy as innocent. Hermione is the one who comes up with the plan, and has the knowledge to brew the potion. So in our new timeline, they will wrongly suspect Malfoy the whole time, and be led on a wild goose chase. Next is Hermione researching and discovering the monster is the basilisk, and uses the pipes. In this scenario where she never gets that information to the boys, they don't find the entrance to the chamber, Ginny Weasley dies, Hogwarts closes, and Tom Riddle and Voldemort return. Pretty dark. Or let's say they do find the chamber somehow. They don't know the monster is a basilisk. Harry immediately looks it straight in the eyes, he dies, Ginny dies, Hogwarts closes, and Tom Riddle and Voldemort return. Hermione is 2 for 2 on saving the day and advancing the stories by preventing everyone's death. But let us proceed on. In the third book, let's keep it simple. No Hermione, no Time Turner. No Time Turner means Buckbeak dies, Sirius Black returns to Azkaban and has his soul sucked out, and most likely Harry will get killed by Lupin the werewolf without Hermione's quick thinking to howl and distract Lupin. Very straightforward, she once again saves the day and Harry's life. Let's do book 4 quickly too, The Goblet of Fire. Hermione doesn't impact this one much, but without teaching Harry spells to help him prepare for the challenges, he potentially dies to the dragon. This is more speculative, however, as Barty Crouch Jr. may prevent that. So this is one where it could be argued as to whether or not Hermione objectively saves Harry's life. But without the spell knowledge passed from Hermione to Harry, as we go on to book 5, The Order of the Phoenix, Dumbledore's army would not exist. It is Hermione's knowledge of spells that makes the group appealing. It is her tutelage of Harry that allows him to teach his peers. It is her idea to start the group in the first place. So, without a successful Dumbledore's army, Harry and his friends get overrun by Death Eaters at the Ministry and most likely all die. Also, it is Hermione's idea to lure Umbridge into the forest, so in this timeline, Umbridge is still around to wreak havoc and potentially take over Hogwarts. A fate worse than Voldemort winning, one could argue. Let's go on. Over the last books without Hermione, it is doubtful they are able to track down the Horcruxes, for example. Despite being tortured, she manages to steal some of Bellatrix's hair, allowing for the Vault Brick at Gringotts, which directly results in a destroyed Horcrux. Also, after the wedding attack, they most likely die of hunger, or hypothermia, or attack, as Hermione is the only one prepared to live on the run, as she has her famous beaded bag with the undetectable extension charm on it, allowing her to have all their supplies and essentials. Ron even remarks to Harry, they wouldn't make it 2 days without her. I could go on exploring and pulling every string from this new Hermione-less timeline, but I think I have disrupted it enough, especially with our heroes dying in book 1 and Voldemort returning in book 2. Going further from there seems almost pointless. If Hermione was born a Muggle and simply wasn't in the picture to help Harry, I can conclude it would lead to a very dark timeline where evil wins, good loses, and many of our favorite characters, including Harry, die. How would you picture an alternate world where Hermione wasn't in the picture? Do you agree with the hypotheticals in this video? Or what hypotheticals are you thinking of? Be sure to comment, like, and subscribe to this channel, and let us know which alternate world we should dive into next. Thanks for watching.